Good boy. When teaching your dog the down command, it's also, like in the other video, very simple. Just like how sit is simple, down is also very simple technically to teach. It's not difficult. You just have to, basically there's multiple different ways you can do it depending on the dog, right? There's different ways you can motivate the dog. If a dog is really, really stubborn and doesn't want to do it, then you can take a piece of food, put it in your hand and hold your thumb over it like this, and then say down while leading the dog down to the ground, right? Now, for him, I didn't really do that with him. All I did was stepped on the leash and said down, right? And that's really easy. Nope, down, right? I'm trying to teach him not to chew on the grass, right? But that's all it is, really, is just like that. And that's the thing about dog training, is it's really not complicated to do it. Sit. But it takes like time and effort, basically. It takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to do it. And like I said in the other video, you can teach a dog the command in like one day, right? They can understand what you're trying to get them to do in a day, but refining it takes a lot of time. Because what the down command is, essentially, is the dog laying down, right? But it might be laying to the side. It might, like, he'll do this thing where his legs will go out to the side, and that's not what you want. You want it to be more refined, right? Now, he's getting better at this because I've been working on it with him for the past couple days. But the thing is just that, you know, it takes time for it to really click for the dog. And it takes a lot of repetition because it's muscle memory for them, and they don't speak our language at all. There's no words in the dog world, right? You could tell a dog abracadabra and make it do whatever you want, but you need to be consistent, and you need to repeat it like thousands of times in order for a dog to really, truly understand and grasp it. And you need to do it in a bunch of different scenarios and situations. So for him, he's learning down right now. I'm taking him out to the street and having him just do stuff like this, right? I'm bringing him over here. This is out on the street. He's already great at doing this in the yard, but I'm having him out on the street doing it now, right? So I'll say sit, you know, have him sit in a spot, and then I'll say, Koshka, heel. Come on, heel. Heel, buddy. Good boy, down. No, down, right? And then he does it. And that's the thing, is that, you know, that's all it is, really, is just essentially doing that over and over and over and over and over again in different areas, different locations, different levels of activity, right? So when you're first starting out training a dog, see, you might not be able to see this, but his leg is out on this side, and that's not what we want. We want it to be more refined. That's fine, though. I'm not going to correct that now, just because heel. He is not, you know, at a level of doing down in any situation to where, like, I would even really need it to be refined. You can't expect too much out of a dog in the beginning, you know, because they just don't know what you're trying to tell them. So you pretty much just have to do a lot of repetition and a lot of muscle memory with them over and over again. And I really can't stress that enough, that it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a week. You know, you won't get a dog and then in a week you'll have them sitting perfectly in the yard, in the house, in a store, at a busy street. Like, you just won't have that. It takes a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of dedication and a lot of work, right? So that's the thing, is just like, if you have a dog, why do you have the dog? You know what I mean? Do you have it because you want to work with it and you want to train it? Because that's a good reason to get a dog. But if you just want a dog because you want some pet, as like a house cat or something, then why don't you get a cat? You know, if you want to get an animal that you don't really need to train that much, get a cat. That's not to say that you don't need to train cats, because you do. You need to train a cat to go to the litter box. You need to train a cat, you know, not to stand on the counter, etc., right? But they don't learn the same way the dogs do. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. It's just, it is a lot of work to train dogs. So if you have a dog and you're not training it, then why do you have the dog at all? You know, every dog needs a job, and every dog is happy having a job. So with him, what he's going to be learning is how to hold an object, how to pick up an object, right? I have this little stick that I'm teaching him hold with, and that takes time and effort to do and to teach, you know? So, you know, and if you don't have the time, if you don't have the effort, if you have a lot on your plate, like if you have kids or whatever, then maybe a dog isn't a great idea, just because a dog it's an animal. It's not a person. It doesn't have human emotions. It doesn't think like humans do. It really just reacts to things. So, there's a bee, sorry. But basically, with him, you know, like it's a lot of muscle memory. It's so much. But he has done, for example, like I'll just have him heeling. Come on, heel. You know, and I'll walk around with him over and over again. And he's at a point where he will automatically sit down next to me when I stop. And I don't even have to tell him to do it, right? Because I've told him sit when we stop so many times that it's second nature for him to do it. You know what I mean? And that's what you want to get to, is to the point where your dog is so accustomed to listening to you that they will just sit automatically and you don't need to worry about it. I have a client and I'm working with their dog, and that dog does not want to sit. He just doesn't want to, you know what I mean? And that's the thing, is that it's just that he doesn't know. He doesn't understand the word. He doesn't understand what it means. And it's not that he's a bad dog, it's not that he's dumb, it's just that he's untrained. And that's the thing, is like if you don't have the time or effort to train a dog yourself, then hire someone like me to train your dog. Because it will be good for the dog and it'll be good for you, because all the hard work will be done. You know? What I do with a dog when I get it is I'm going to teach it the 8 basic obedience commands. Sit, down, whoa, here, kennel, stay. Although stay isn't used, it's implied. So when I say sit, that means sit for him. I don't have to say stay. It's implied. I can say sit, and I can walk around. Sit. 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 Heel. Come on, heel. Good boy. Heel. Sit. No, heel. Come on, buddy, heel. Sit. Good boy. Right? That's what you need to do. That's where you want your dog to be, is like that. Right? And that is the thing, is there is a lot of different things which I will be talking about on this channel and uploading on this channel about dogs that people have no idea about. And it took months and months, almost years for me to learn all of this stuff to be able to do this with my dog. Right? So it takes time and it takes effort. And if you're, you know, if you have an open mind and you want to listen, then that's great. But if you think that, you know, dogs are people and that they're babies or whatever, that's not good. And it's not good if you have a dog and you think like that. Just because they are animals and they have wolf in them and they can get into trouble and they will do things that aren't good for them, like run into traffic, eat food that they're not supposed to eat. You know, like there's a lot of things that dogs can eat out of the garbage and stuff that is not good for them and can get them sick, like chocolate or grapes. That stuff can be terrible for a dog to eat and makes them violently ill, right? So it's good if it's better if you just train the dog not to eat out of the garbage, or train the dog not to eat things off the ground, right? But a lot of people don't have the dedication to do that type of stuff, and I do. So that's the thing, is if you have a dog and you don't want to work with it, then why do you have the dog? But if you have a dog and you do want to work with it, but you want to get the hard work out of the way because you don't have time or whatever, then hire an obedience trainer to do it. You know, hire an obedience trainer to teach you how to deal with your dog in a way that's appropriate, so that way they can have a fulfilling life, because all dogs want to work, right? So that's the thing, you know, is I just wanted to kind of get that out there. And I mean, I will be uploading tutorials on how to get the hard work done yourself. So if you do want to get into training your dog and interacting with your dog, which I highly encourage, then you'll know what to do in order to teach them certain things. You know, like if you want to teach your dog, whoa, Koshka, whoa, and have them stand up, or sit and have them sit, or down and have them lay down, no, down, right? Then you can do that stuff. You know, that's what I want to do, is I want to just spread the knowledge, because frankly, if you couldn't tell already, I love dogs. I love the shit out of them. And the thing is they are animals, and I understand that. And I also know what's best for them. So that's the thing, is just that sit. There's a lot of things that people do that they don't know about. They, you know, they like see the dog as a person or as a human, and that can be really detrimental for a dog that is dominant by temperament, because then they're going to start getting aggressive with other dogs, and you will have problems with them, you know. But that's other things. Those are things that I'll cover in other videos. But basically, like, I just wanted to get that out there, and I just wanted to express that to anybody watching my videos, so that they understand, just because it really is a shame. There's 8 million dogs that are dying every year because of lack of training, not lack of exercise, you know, none of that Cesar Millan crap. It's lack of training, you know, it's just like negligence and lack of training. They don't want it. They're too lazy to train their dog. So that's the thing, is just, if you are too lazy to train your dog, hire an obedience trainer, please, because you will be saving dogs' lives if you do that. But a lot of people, they don't actually care about dogs, and love is not enough for a dog. You need tough love. You can't just give them pets all the time. It doesn't work like that. They don't do that out in the wild. You know, they're rough on each other out in the wild, so you need to be rough with them, because that's a language they understand and a language they respect, and it will be healthy for them to be operating with that pack dynamic, right? So that's the thing. You know, is your dog training you, or are you training the dog, right? Because if you aren't training your dog, I guarantee you that your dog is training you, right? And is that what you want? Do you want to be getting trained by your dog? Because that's kind of pathetic in my eyes. But anyways, I'm Desmond Snow. This is Pacific Northwest Dog Training. Shoot me an email. It'll be up at the end of the video and in the description. If you want your dog trained, you're in the Pacific Northwest area, Portland, Oregon, Eugene, Bend, Oregon, Seattle, wherever, I don't care. I will drive, I'll come pick your dog up, board him for a month, and he'll know all the basic obedience commands. You shoot me an email, I can give you a free consultation either over the phone or in person, whatever you want, and we can make something happen. And please do, because it could save your dog's life. Anyways, I'll see you guys in another video. There was going to be a lot of stuff coming up on this channel, like tutorials and things like that, various different issues and things and other things, and just general information about dogs. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.